Hypertension, or high blood pressure, is a chronic medical condition that can negatively impact your life in a variety of ways, not the least of which could be a fatal heart attack. Dr. Milady Murphy is here from Shelton's Health and Wellness Center to share some tips on lowering your blood pressure, and she brought one of my favorite things in the whole world, salt.
Salt shaker, yes, sir.
Well, I like what's in it.
I know
the shaker's nice, but what's inside of it?
Yeah, I know. But Danny, here's the thing. You know, the good news is...
Go ahead and chastise me. I'm ready.
No, I'm not going to. But the good news is that you could lower your blood pressure right now within 3 weeks if you follow these guidelines set by the American Heart Association and the National Institute of Health. One of their guidelines is cut back on sodium. It is recommended that, you know, at one time it was recommended keep it at 2,300 milligrams a day. They're now recommending 1,500 milligrams a day. And how do you know how many milligrams of salt? Read your labels, cut back on the processed foods, the packaged foods, canned foods. Those seem to be very high in sodium. The second thing that we can do is exercise. The guidelines is for exercise to be very effective in helping one lower his blood pressure significantly is anywhere between 30 to 60 minutes a day, 5 days a week. And of course, I recommend that people start out gradually. A good rule of thumb is 5 minutes a day, 5 days a week, and every 3 weeks, increase that increment of time by 5 minutes. The third thing that we can do that I think is important is to eliminate fried foods in our diet.
Oh, wow. You're killing me today, Dr. Murphy.
I know,
killing
Danny.
me.
I'm sorry. But the studies do show if you substitute bake, broil, or grilled foods for those fried foods, that will significantly help one to lower their blood pressure. So just making that change. Also, eliminating trans fats or hydrogenated foods in the diet. Those are the key points that they make in helping one to lower blood pressure within 3 weeks. Exercise, reading labels, looking for salt, the trans fats. And then the last thing they recommend is get more fruits and vegetables in your diet. That way you're getting more potassium, which is shown to be a mineral that's very powerful in helping one lower blood pressure. You know, we're now seeing blood pressure elevated, not just in people 40 and 50 and older. We're now seeing teenagers with hypertension.
Wow.
And so, and these seem to be the culprit, the sodium, the trans fats, the fried foods, you know, lack of physical activity. Those are the culprits. But the good news is that if you make those changes within 3 weeks, your body's biochemistry will help to lower blood pressure with those changes.
All right, let me ask you this really quickly. You said the processed foods, stay away from those.
Right.
We're always trying to do that.
Right.
And a lot of times that's where your hydrogenated fats and
Very
such
good,
are.
Danny.
All right, let's talk about when we're cooking, though.
Right.
And a lot of the recipes that I have, and I do cook, yes.
Good,
like
Danny.
to cook,
I'm
enjoy
proud
it.
of you.
Like to eat.
And women
folks at
like
home
it
didn't
when
know.
men cook. I just want
There
you to
you
know
are.
that. Very good.
I have a lot of recipes that say salt to taste.
Right.
Now, I like to taste a lot of salt. Is there something that I need to do differently?
Well, you know, Danny, a teaspoon of salt has 2,300 milligrams of sodium. That's way over that 1,500 recommendation.
Right, but that's a lot of salt.
Right, and that is. But you know what? We do that when we're adding salt to our cooking. There are not, and you're helping the viewers out there. There are a lot of salt-free seasonings now out there that can mimic the taste of salt without the milligrams of salt. And you've got to look in those seasoning aisles that have salt-free seasonings that are wonderful. And you can use that in lieu of salt. See, salt tends to be addictive. And it does. And it takes a while to lose that craving.
Right.
But once you quit adding salt to your food, when salt is added, you go, oh my goodness, it tastes so salty.
Right.
So you have to cultivate that habit. And I see the cameraman saying wind up. But
there you go.
You know,
he likes salt, too.
I know he does. but you know what? We have to work at it. And seasonings out there, they have a lot of great seasonings that are salt-free that will give you that salty flavor without the milligrams of salt.
All right, super. Dr. Murphy, thank you so much for being with us.
Always a pleasure.
Great advice as always.
And a pleasure always
Somewhat
to be
difficult
here.
to follow.
I know
but
it
yes.
is, yeah, but we got to continue to educate.
We do. That is our mission here on First at 4, to educate and make you healthy. The Health and Wellness Center is located at Shelton State Community College. You can find out more about them online at sheltonstate.edu.